colleague Effiong Ekop is joining us live from the floor of the Nigerian Exchange Limited here in Lagos Marina. Live. Effiong, the market is still in green. 0.62% is what we have here. What do you have to tell us, or what more do we need to know about trading for today?
Yes, Tinubu, this afternoon we have heavy cap stocks playing the market on both sides of gainers and losers. If you talk about the gainers charts, you have heavy ones like Transcorp, Owando, GT Holdings, Stanbic IBTC, then NGX, where we are here. Then even on the losers, you have Unilever, First Bank Group, UBS, Zenith, Access. So it was a competition, between the group of gainers, the group of losers, in order to see the one that will be able to lift the market, and we traded in the positive territory. The index was up 0.71%. Last week the market suffered heavily, from negative trades, and indeed we lost over 200 billion naira. And this is just a beginning of market recovery, if it will be sustained. And so, but seeing these big companies, the weight that they have brought into trade, if they stay here for the next 3 days, then I think there will be proper recovery from different sectors of the stock markets. Tolu?
Yeah, we know that President Bola Tinubu will ring the bell at NASDAQ. This is very strategic. And I am reliably also informed that the leadership of Nigerian stock market will accompany the president. I know that strikes you. What does it bring to your mind? See, the NASDAQ ringing closing bell by the president and the exchange's leadership accompanying the president to the U.S., it signifies that Nigeria and the United States, we have very close and sustainable business relationship. You know that NASDAQ is a very respectable international exchange. Not only does it deal with the other one company, but it deals with basically technical and fintech companies. And here we also have fintech companies in Nigeria. Yesterday, when we met the Deputy Secretary of the U.S. Department of Treasury, he was talking about paying attention to fintech companies to allow them to help Nigeria to recover and stabilize the financial subsector. So if we have that relationship with U.S. company and they look back to our exchange, you can imagine what will happen. And as the secretary had told us yesterday, many of the U.S. companies are ready to look back here, and he said there will be increased flow of United U.S. companies investments in our own economy. And so our president getting there and getting that recognition, closing the bell at NASDAQ, it signifies these close ties economically, socially, politically between Nigeria and the United States. Well, it's a good one. A lot of expectations are there at the ONGA 2023. And one of the remarkable ones or notable ones is what we are talking about now, President Tinubu ringing the closing bell. How optimistic are you, Effiong, about investments coming into the markets from all areas, all angles now?
I'm certainly optimistic. Following what the Deputy Secretary said yesterday, because he was quite at home with us, he went around talking deliberately that investment will flow here. But he said we need to tackle corruption. He was emphatic on that. And all of us here, we agree on it, that if we are able to tackle corruption in our own land and then step up infrastructure, then we have the human and material capital resource, not capital, we have human and natural resources to be able to attract attention to us. Our problem has been harnessing all these resources that we've had. So if we are able to do that now, certainly I am hopeful that there will be a good flow of foreign investment from the US and other European nations also to our markets. Tolu?
All right, thank you so much, Effiong Ekop there, always bringing us up to speed with trading.